Welcome back to Hockey Talk, Season 2. I'm your host, Ryan Walker, here with co-host, newly added
Mike Santonelli, left D, right shot, from Ducks Bay.
Alright, now we're going to send over to our new segment, Foreign Word of the Week, to my little Russian spy, my little Zvet, Nikita Bykov.
Hey guys, Nikita Bykov, class of 2023 here. The foreign word of the week is going to be Galeshnik, which in Russian means snipe to the top shelf, which goes above the goalie's glove. People usually say that when they don't expect the guy to score, but he somehow finds a way to do it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope everybody's staying safe and roll pride.
Wow, thank you, Keats. Now let's send it off to our special guest of the week, Mr. Foster.
Brian Foster. I am the athletic director. This is my 35th year here at Trinity-Pawling. Well, I was a postgraduate here in 1978, and then I had some real jobs, and then I coached at a couple colleges, Colby and Princeton, and then I heard the coach here was going to leave, and he called me and said, "Do you want to come coach?" And I said, "I'll give it a try," and I've never left.
What was your experience like here as a player?
It was fantastic. We had a great team. We had a great coach. We lost one game, so it was a lot of fun. When I was here, I never thought I would come back. I didn't really, for 1 year you don't experience everything that this place has, so you don't really think about coming back. But then once you realize, I was an assistant coach at a Division III school, and that year I made $1,500. And the head coach made like 50. And 2 years after that, the Williams coaching job was open. 200 people applied for that job. I figured I'd never get to the top of that pile. And I could make almost as much money here and live a really nice life. So that's what was enticing.
Talking about your coaching career here, can you talk a little bit about like some of the players you got to coach and the success you had?
Yeah, I mean, right away, we had kids, Wayne Collin, kid Chris Chupp, who we had an event for, and Jimmy Gibson. Those kids were all drafted in 1990, and it was probably the best. I was telling Wayne the other day that it was probably the one team that could compare to the kids that play here right now. More of our teams were kids. We had players on the top lines who were really, really good, but then we had players who played other sports and played hockey, which doesn't happen very often anymore. But the league has always been very competitive, and being 500 was always kind of a goal here until recently. Now we want to be better than that.
Did you ever think you were going to be in the position to have a chance to be AD here?
Not when I started, but as time went on, I actually had a chance to go to another school, so I talked to the headmaster to see where I would fit in later on here. And he didn't promise me that this would be my job, but he said if you stick around, you probably. And so I did. And I didn't really want to take my wife and kids other places, so.
What's it like now? Obviously you're the coach of the Thirds hockey team. What was it like, kind of, being at the pedestal of the hockey program here and kind of, giving the keys to another coach after you? And why do you appreciate coaching them?
Well, I mean, the recruiting thing is crazy. Like the three guys, almost every weekend, or one of them is out trying to find guys who can play for you for the varsity. And I really had no interest in being part of that. I mean, I guess I could have been part of it. But it sort of started with Rob Hutchison, who was a PG in 2003. He came back here. He was my assistant for 4 years. And then I was his assistant for 4 years. And then he got the head job at Skidmore College. And I knew Bob was kind of looking around, Coach Ferraris, and we were lucky enough to get him to come back. Coaching thirds, it gives me a little more free time. I don't have to commit as much time, so I can watch the varsity play, I can watch the basketball play, I can watch squash play, go to some wrestling matches, so it frees me up to do some other things here.
Like growing up?
Well, when I was 8, I'm one of 5 boys. I'm the oldest of 5 boys. And when I was 8, my parents, you guys probably wouldn't know this, there was a Sears catalog, a Christmas catalog. Remember that, Mrs. Bradford? And most kids would go through the catalog and turn the pages or circle all the things you wanted for Christmas. And my parents had some money, so Christmas was always pretty good. But they found out 2 days before Christmas that none of the gifts were going to show up. So my father went to just a regular sporting goods store, and he, for whatever reason, bought 3 sets of hockey equipment, and none of us had ever played before. And that started something that all 5 of us played at one time. 3 of us played in college. My father was a commissioner of a league for 50 years. So it just became a big part of everything we did in our family. Well, I think in the last couple of years, you know, we had the charity game for Coach Ferraris 2 years ago, and we wore the green jerseys. And then Saturday with the red jerseys. The first thing is we're 2-0 in those jerseys, so I was thinking that next year we might, every game, wear a different color jersey, if there are that many colors in the world. But I mean, I think it shows more than the TP community. I mean, the hockey community. I mean, kids from every walk of sport here and not sport come to those games and support, and parents, you know, donate money and you know, I think for Chris on Saturday, I mean, everybody who saw him, he was smiling the entire time he was here, and all I can think about is, if you know pretty much your life is not going to last much longer, and you can be that happy, what a positive effect we had on that person that day. So it was fantastic.
Thanks again to Mr. Foster for a great little insight in the interview. And now we'll send it over to High of the Week, where my co-host puts one underneath the bar with the nasty Sally.
What up, 20, eh?
Big buff.
Hey, all right, now let's move it on to Nikita, our little Zvet, whipping into the wall. Terrible moment. Terrible moment.
Watching that. All right. Hope you guys missed us and want some more, because we're coming back next week, episode 2.
Signing off, Big Buff.